Very good morning and a very warm welcome to the annual convention of Jose's Professional Education Forum. Jose's Professional Education Forum is a platform of doctors, academicians and multidisciplinary team to learn more about the technologies and skills and apply them in the clinical practice. Jose's Diabetes Center is basically a research center having international publications, and Jose's Professional Education Forum is organizing CMEs, workshops for doctors to actually spread the message of how to prevent diabetes.
I thank Dr. Jyoti Dev and his institution members who have given me this opportunity to be present here at the start of this program. Diabetology has moved far from where it started as early as the mid-19th century. Dr. Shaukat Sadiqot. He is the President-elect of the International Diabetic Federation, President Diabetes India, Consultant in Endocrinology, Just Lok Hospital Research Center, Editor of Diabetes and Metabolic Syndrome, Clinical Research and Reviews, author of 4 books, 87 publications. Dr. Shaukat M. Sadiqot from India is the President-elect of the International Diabetic Federation.
The organizers and especially my friend Jyoti Dev for having invited me here, and also appreciate the tremendous work that they are doing for the cause of diabetes. And I think that very often gets forgotten when others like me are praised and the real work is being done by people on the ground.
After such a wonderful oration by our dear Dr. Shaukat sir, now the second session, the speaker Dr. Ashok Kumar Das, A.K. Das, Senior Professor of Medicine and Head of Endocrinology, JIPMER, Pondicherry, retired.
I have a small agenda for this talk. Before I start the agenda, I like to draw your attention to the last 3 lines. I personally feel this is a very important and contemporary issue.
Dr. Joni J. Kannambilli is a well-known diabetologist from Cochin. He is a consultant diabetologist and diabetic food specialist in Lakeshore Hospital, Kochi.
Now, calluses can be done in your small clinics. With simple scalpel of 15 blade size, you can remove the callus and reduce the high foot pressures. Now, if you detect a small hemorrhagic spot in that under the callus when you remove it, that shows that this was forming an ulcer and you are already late.
I appreciate Jyoti Dev for selecting this topic. Ramadan is over, but this hitches on future medicine. So far, you saw Dr. Das talking about sugar.
So although Ramadan, we have used it as a template, what we have done with this template is to develop the effects of spirituality, as Dr. Krishna Kumar was saying, with other religions, with other faiths, or even people without any faith, to understand the patient as a whole, not only in terms of what they do with their diabetes, but what lives they live around them. So this is the kind of a background.
Dr. Ranjit Unnikrishnan is currently the Vice Chairman and Consultant Diabetologist at Dr. Mohan's Diabetes Specialties Center, Chennai.
And so we have proposed a study called the MicroDiab study. This is collaboration with the Danish group, which we mentioned earlier. And we also have support from the Translation Health Institute of India, headed by Dr. Balesh Nair, and also from TCS, who are providing the software support for the metagenome analysis. You can understand how complicated it is.
He has pioneering original research and publications in peer-reviewed journals on insulin pump therapy and cost-effective use of telemedicine in diabetes. He has completed 560 diabetes awareness and detection camps across his state Kerala. He was also the editor of JDC GEMS and monthly diabetes international internet journals.
What about the use of insulin pumps and its popularity in India? Let me move on to an interesting cartoon. I have shown this cartoon in some of my CME programs before. You have an unfortunate guy on an insulin pump who has sustained multiple sports-related injuries, and he has landed in a casualty.
Department of Medicine, Vivekananda Institute of Medical Science, Calcutta. He is a member of the editorial committee, Davidson Principles and Practice of Medicine, and is at present the Vice President, Diabetes in Pregnancy Study in India, DIPSI. Dr. Samal.
The major problem with the stroke in diabetes is there are both large size and small size vessel involvement. In experimental models of stroke, diabetes increases cerebral edema, neovascularization and protease expression that may damage endothelial integrity.
If you look at the levels of physical activity stratified by domain, and we have three main domains, one is occupational domain, second is transport domain, and third is leisure time domain. But in Indians, probably we also need to do a bit of resistance training, because there is a concept known as the sarcopenic Indian.
Chairman, Independent Ethics Committee, Escorts, Fortis Hospital and Research Center, New Delhi.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, for your kind words. Dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, next 15-20 minutes, I fundamentally want to concentrate on the fact that at what stage do we think that we need to shift over to the insulin therapy fundamentally in patients with type 2 diabetes mellitus.
Ever since the discovery of insulin in 1921 by Banting and Best along with MacLeod, we have seen several milestones like the development of NPH insulin by 1940s. Then came the conventional human insulin.
When you talk about the psychological challenges in adults with type 1 diabetes, again, fear, loss of own health, the entire psychological aspect of shock, denial, anger, acceptance, and the understanding that the injection therapy interferes with our quality of life. The entire worry about I have to carry something on myself.
Member API RSSDI, and he has received several awards and honors in IMA, and he's very popular as he's doing health programs in television. So straight away to the session. Thank you.
It is now growing big as far as diabetes is concerned. So over the next 20 minutes or so, we'll discuss something basics on the diabetes and pregnancy.
He has won several awards, amongst them T.N. Ghosh Memorial Awards, and he has earned several awards from the Calcutta University.
This is probably one of the fascinating aspects if you talk about society at large in preventing progression to type 2 diabetes from pre-diabetes, and not only society, for that matter, for the state, for the country at large.
We have Dr. Geeta M. Nair. She is a professor and head of Department of Nephrology from PRS Hospital, Trivandrum.
But being an optimist, reading between the lines, I understood that lifestyle modifications are not beneficial primarily because those people don't adhere to lifestyle modification instructions given by the diabetologist or physician.
Up to the age of 60, normally in elderly who are fit, there is hardly any difference. We treat them like any young person.
Patients with advanced kidney failure. I think that is your first question, sir. Advanced kidney failure, stage 5, end-stage kidney failure.
Thank you, Dr. Benshi. That's a major concern for all of us. We have a lot of new drugs, devices and injectables in diabetes, but most of them are extremely expensive and unaffordable for the common man.
We ask histories about drugs, allergies, surgeries, and so many other things to our patients when we take histories.
So many a times patients, when get controlled with minimal drugs, they will stop the drug.
It was the studies which came by the various people starting long back taking effect by Michael Nauk in Germany and his group and others.
For several decades, diabetes has been synonymous with beta cells and insulin.
To give this talk, we have Dr. Avdesh Kumar Singh, a senior endocrinologist from Kolkata.
So, if you look into the magnitude of the problem, I mean, we have got a dubious distinction of now becoming second. We were at number 1 for, long decades, but now we are number 2.
A well-known endocrinologist, diabetologist, editor-in-chief of JAPI for a good part of a decade.
We call metformin because Americans started saying it's a first-line drug, but it has weak evidence as a first-line drug. And all guidelines say metformin should be given first without evidence.
Dr. G. Vijay Raghavan is a graduate of Trivandrum Medical College. He graduated in 1964, the year in which I entered medical college.
Guidelines which have been revised in the last year, 2013, after a long interval, both for lipids as well as for systemic hypertension.
We start with the oration of today, Dr. V.C. Matthew Roy Memorial Oration.
I don't know, but last year also I gave a similar talk. Jyoti Dev said that you must give the same talk this year again. So I said that, I will try my best. My tribute to Dr. V.C. Matthew Roy.
Let me express my sincere congratulations to Dr. Jyoti Dev for arranging this wonderful conference. We are going to another area regarding the surgical management of type 2 diabetes.
So I told Jyoti Dev, I have two patients, once I am here, one is to go to the Kollam beach and second to see Jyoti Dev Center, which is again a sort of unique state-of-art center.
So now I request Dr. Om Prakash Sharma, a senior consultant from Delhi, to talk on diabetes in the aging population, updated management guidelines.
Very good afternoon to all of you. I know there is a sizable population of elderly in Kerala, but I never knew that they respect elderly so much that they prepone his talk even.
The topic today right now is DPP-4 inhibitors. Do they outscore sulfonylureas? To talk on this, we have Dr. S.R. Aravind.
Now, Archie obviously is the first drug of choice in diabetes today, which is the metformin. Now, who should actually grab metformin? Whether it should be sulfonylureas or whether it should be the DPP-4, and that is exactly what we want to discuss. Okay.
I introduce Dr. Neetu Deshpande, who is a consultant diabetologist, Belgaum Diabetic Center and Children's Diabetic Center, who is a bariatric physician at Belgaum.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would at the outset like to thank Dr. Jyoti Dev and his team for the excellent hospitality and for inviting me here to talk on this topic about type 1 diabetes, a knowledge update.
And diabetic patients comes with a coronary artery disease in a sudden way, like they can present with acute MI.
How to prevent CAD in a person with diabetes? Now the very important question,
Should we investigate for CAD in asymptomatic diabetic?
Introducing the topic is about the diet in diabetes and how to tackle it. As you are all aware, you are well versed with the treatment of diabetes.
A very, very good afternoon to all of you. Actually, it's a postprandial time and it's really a bad topic to talk about. But anyway, to begin with, I would like to wish all of you a happy Onam.
To introduce, I'm sure Dr. Deepak Jumani does not need any introduction, but custom demands that I introduce him. He's a consultant in sexual education, sexual health, and is a counselor. He's a consultant to Mumbai Police.
So how do we manage these issues? It's very important for us to understand. We have A to I mnemonic. A is we advise them for smoking, diet and exercise. We reduce their blood pressure, lipids, HbA1c to be reduced, do their eye examination, examine their feet whenever they come to you, put them on guardian drugs like aspirin, ACE inhibitors and statins, and also work them up for heart and give them some drugs for impotence.
Atherogenic diabetic dyslipidemia, the role of glitazars, from none other than Dr. Banshi Sabu, who is one of the most famous names in the field of diabetology in India.
We all know that cardiovascular disease is a rising burden globally as well as in India. We know that, and heart attacks and strokes are only the tip of iceberg. At present, what we are seeing, the number of patients who have cardiovascular disease or cerebrovascular accidents are still very low.
I welcome all of you to the next topic, common associated endocrinopathies in diabetes, suggesting a user-friendly protocol for evaluation and management by Dr. Matthew John.
I'd like to give my thanks to Dr. Jyoti Dev for having invited me here. It's in fact probably the best ever conference on diabetes held in Trivandrum.
Most respected guest speakers from inside and outside the country, delegates, and my dear friends.
Thanks, my friend Dr. Jyoti Dev, who facilitated and invited me here to be with you in this pious city of the Trivandrum.
At the outset, let me thank Dr. Jyoti Dev and Jyoti Dev Professional Education Forum for having me here. It's wonderful to be here in Trivandrum, and it's a wonderful, beautiful city.